Good morning and welcome to our restorative yoga practice for this Friday. I wanted to let you know some things that you could use during our practice today are some blocks. Blocks are always really helpful to just bring the floor up to you and just give you a little bit of lift. They're really nice, especially for a restorative practice to give support. Another thing that we used last week that you can always choose to use is a blanket, and you can always use these in not just restorative yoga, but also in a flow class or any kind of yoga class. So welcome, my name is Amanda, thank you for joining me. Whether you're watching in a replay or you're watching live, I'm always glad to have you, and always kind of bookmark these and save them so that you can come back to them anytime you like. They're beginner friendly, just really good for recovery from whatever else you do during the week. And also just, it's a nice retreat in your own home when you can't go anywhere else. You can always kind of just take a few moments, and you can either choose to do 10 minutes or you can choose to do the full hour. Skip ahead and do something you really enjoyed the last time you came to the video. So welcome. Let's start in child's pose today. We're going to come to the back of your mat and bring your knees nice and wide. Big toes are together, and we sit our hips back long and rest your head here. So if this doesn't work for you with your knees, you're also an option would be to kind of sit on a block or two, or even put the blanket kind of between the shins and the thighs, or the calves and the thighs, to lessen the deepness of the knee bend. So if knee flexion is not a friend to you, I want you to just maybe even just lay on your belly, fold your hands, and then rest your forehead or your cheek. So however you're choosing to begin here, you're facing down and just relaxing, breathing into your back body. Let's start to bring the breath in through the nose. And then let the whole breath go out. So just not rushing the breath. And if you hurried to push play or to get to your mat, just kind of give yourself a moment here to settle. Let the arms soften, the elbows soften here. And as you breathe in, feel the breath go into the back body. And then feel the whole breath go out, so that you fill up completely. And then you empty out the breath. Remind yourself here to let go of any distractions. Turn off any cell phones. Lock the door if you can, and just put a sign that says do not disturb for however long. Give yourself this permission, this opportunity, this little bit of time here on your mat. If any thoughts start to come into the mind, just acknowledge them. Notice the things that happen here with our mind. It bounces from one thing to the next. So go ahead and just let those thoughts, any to-do lists, anything, just kind of offload. Bringing your awareness just to your breath. Pay attention to the sound of the breath as it comes in. And then feel a little relaxed as you breathe out. Every breath out here, an opportunity to release something you don't need today. Let's walk our hands over to your right. Reach out long, press your palm down and extend the side body. And then walk your hands over to the other side. Take your time. And extend the opposite side, stretching back through your hip, reaching long through your shoulder. And then come back to center. Go ahead and bend your left elbow. Stretch your right arm nice and long. Look to the left. And feel your right underarm coming down. So if you have any tension in your shoulder here, be gentle with your arm. Be really gentle. Give an amount of pressure that feels good to your body, an appropriate amount of intensity here. And then if you want a little more, your left hand comes in closer. Draw that shoulder back so that your shoulder blade is hugging onto your spine. You're opening your chest in the same direction that you're facing here, to your left. Now let's come up, slowly switch, bringing your right arm in, extending your left arm, and then just look to your right side. Press your left shoulder down. And then maybe bring that right arm in a little closer. Draw your shoulder back so you intensify a little bit through the twist. The twist coming gently through the low back from the low belly. Feel the left shoulder press down. You stretch into the underarm and then come back. Both arms out long. Let's tent your fingertips here. Palms are off the mat. And then you gently press one underarm down, then the other. And this whole time you're stretching into your hips here. Maybe move the hips side to side. And on your in-breath, go ahead and bring your hands in slowly. Take your time. Always move with your breath. You want to start the movement with breath first, and then the body starts to move. Now I want you to start to move in cat and cow, dropping the belly and then arching the spine. Remember, let's keep the breath involved here. Inhale, open your chest, little bend in your elbows, and then exhale, round. Again, nice big breath, little bend in the elbows. Feel that arch in your spine. You're contracting the low back muscles. And then as you exhale, release them. Feel that nice stretch. One more time. Big breath in. And then breathe out. Stay in the arched cat back. And let's bow the ribs to the right and the left. Pay attention from your shoulder down through your hip. You're going to feel side ribs here. You'll feel the outside of your backside, so those external hip flexors, those are your stabilizing muscles. They're always engaged as we're moving through our day. So let's give those a little break here. Give them a little release. Then we're going to lift our right leg. Go ahead and let the toes tuck here. You're going to go forward and back on the ball of the foot, releasing those toes. For anybody that's been doing a lot of walking, that's probably different than most of us. I'm not used to walking miles a day, but we've kind of developed a practice of, wanting to get out and get moving more. So press your foot back and give the sole of your foot a little love. And then I want you to lift that leg up, take it over to your left so that it crosses, and then stretch your foot back. You're going to push into this knee on the ground. It's going to give this left side hip a little stretch. So just go back as far as feels good. Good breath in and out. And then bring it back. Let's do the other side. Your left toes will tuck onto the ground behind you. Just go forward and back. Press into the ball of the foot. Press into the pinky side. Start to feel the leg waking up as you kind of squeeze the large muscles of the thighs. Press back through your heel. Feel the calf stretch. And then we're going to lift this leg and then take it over to your right so it crosses over the opposite foot. And then just slide the foot back. You're kind of pressing this knee forward a little bit. And you're going to stretch in the outside now of your right hip. Breathe into that stretch. Just go back as far as feels good. You can kind of move side to side here. What's lovely about a home practice is that you can get into these poses and then just move around and see how it suits your body best. Notice the parts of the body that feel the sensations. It's going to be different for all of us. So wherever you're tightest is where you're going to feel it. And then let's come back. Let's make some hip circles. You're going to circle the hips to the front of the mat and then all the way back. Nice big circles. Go as slow as you need to. You can kind of drop the belly here, get a little arch in your spine. And then make sure you take that circle in the opposite direction. Be easy with your knees. An option always on your knees is to put the blanket under you to give you a little bit more cushion. And then let's come forward, laying on your belly, right on your mat, your shoulders right over your hands. Stretch your toes back. I want you to barely any pressure into your hands. I want you to lift up, draw your shoulders back, and just feel your low back engage. Release as you exhale. Again, nice big breath. Little lift, squeeze your backside, and lower. Now this time I want you to press into your hands as much as feels good. Coming up, now draw your shoulders down, lengthen your neck. Feel how good that feels from your belly right up through your chest. Feel the chest open nice and proud. So if this is not an option for you, maybe come down here in a Sphinx pose. It's a little more restful. Your shoulders are right under your elbows. Come up as high as feels good. Feel the legs long behind you. Look over your right shoulder, stretch the neck. And then look over your left shoulder, stretch your neck. Just be real easy with the body here. And then come on down to your belly. We're going to reach back for our left foot, draw it down, stretch into the top of the thigh. Good morning, geese. And then release when you're ready. Let's bring the other foot back. So if your hand doesn't reach your foot, you could always use a strap or a towel or maybe a tie that maybe lives in your house that you don't love. Just kind of swipe that one, wrap it around your foot, put a knot in it, and then now it's your yoga strap. And then let go of your foot. Fold your hands and rest your forehead or your cheek. And you're just going to let your legs go side to side. Letting your back release, your belly release. Just kind of wiggle out. Even pay attention to your own body weight, pressing into the large muscles of the upper legs here. Let's come up slowly, hands under shoulders, press up to your table pose, and then we're going to take our left foot forward. I love a low lunge, so if you've got blocks, that helps you bring the floor up to you. It gives you a little more space for your whole front body to open up. But if you don't have blocks, that's perfectly fine. Just tent your fingertips here and keep your chest open. I want you to lengthen out through the top of the head. You find length from that knee on the ground right up through the spine. And your break is to press into your foot a little bit. Sink the hips here. Take a good deep breath. Stretching that psoas muscle, which is going to help you feel some space and relief in your low back. And when you're ready, let's shift back and straighten your front leg. Lift the toes. Nice big breath in. Good breath out. Chest reaching towards your toes. And I like to, again, you can either have blocks or just bring your wrists back. That way we're not rounding into our shoulders, reaching forward. I want you to focus on posture here. So the more you work on drawing your shoulders back, even if it's just in a practice like a yoga class, drawing your shoulders back and making sure you've got a good amount of intensity and effort in the whole body here. That little bit of hold will build strength in your posture and help you sit up taller and help you breathe better for the rest of the day. Let's bend our knee again, coming into the lunge, sink, and then bring your right hand down, turn your left toes to the side. We're going to take the arm up, open, heart to the sky. Now if you've got any tension in the shoulder, I want you to wrap your arm back behind you, be real easy. Another option is just bring your hand to your hip. Feel the breath, fill up the lungs here. And I also want you to breathe into that space you're creating right outside of your leg, on the inside of the leg. Feel the stretch. And you can bring your back arm back forward. Let's start to press that leg out to the side. Nice and easy option. Hand is on the block to give you more space. Feel length still from the knee on the ground right up through your chest. We're going to put our hands inside the leg, shift back, keep your toes turned outward so the whole leg is externally rotated. I want you to feel this stretch. It's just a different way to get a little more space, a little more length. Into the hip, feel the leg a little differently. And then here, just turn the leg in and out. If you need to, you're going to come out of the stretch a little bit. Just turn the toes to the right and to the left. Feel this external rotation as the toes go out, and then internal as the toes go in. Just making sure you're getting good range of motion in the upper leg bone and hip socket. All right, one more time. Let's come into our twist. This time, keep your toes forward, hand to the knee, and then draw the shoulder back, deepening that twist. Get a little release. When you draw the shoulder back, you feel that twist from below your belly. Bring the hands down. Let's step back to a downward dog. Tuck your back toes, draw the belly in to step lightly, and bend both knees. Feel the tailbone lift up. Make sure your arms stay right next to your ears. Just feel energy from your hands right up through your arms. Good breath in the nose. Good breath out of the mouth. And then start to pedal your feet here. Another opportunity to stretch the soles of the feet as you kind of press your heels down. And then also feel some space in the calves. Let's bring the knees down to the mat. Walk your hands forward. So again, you come down to your belly. Belly pulls in. And then toes stretch back. Lift your heart. Exhale, release. Fold the hands, rest your cheek or chin, or cheek or forehead, and then bend your knees, just kind of rock side to side. So the reason I wouldn't actually say chin is because then you're craning the neck. So I want you to keep your neck long. So let's keep it in line with the rest of your spine, resting the forehead or the cheek. We'll press up to our table and then get ready again for the other side for our lunge. The right foot's going to come forward this time. So be real easy with the body. See if you can notice any differences. Maybe this is your more flexible side or maybe less. Sinking hips here, blocks or no blocks. Just try not to rush here. Today's theme is very much to accept what is in your body today and just choosing what's best for you. We do that in our yoga practice, and we do that in the rest of our day. So much is going on in the rest of our day in the news, and we can only control what happens somewhat in our house, but you can only control how you react and how you behave. So let's be our best selves, be good to ourselves. Nice big breath in. Good breath out. Remember, you're stretching this psoas muscle that comes from the back down to the leg. So as you are doing any sitting, if you're working from home and doing any desk sitting more than you usually are, this is going to give your back some relief. And let's sit back and straighten your front leg. Lengthening the spine, tailbone back. Breathe into the leg. And remember to keep that posture open. A good amount of little squeeze in the upper back. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Slowing everything down. We'll bend into the front knee again. This is where we'll keep our left hand down this time. Your toes turn out. And then we're going to face the knee. I'm going to face away from you. And then take the arm up. All the options are here. Hand might wrap behind if you just want a gentler stretch for your shoulder. Or maybe rest it here on your hip. The point here is to get that leg starting to externally rotate and to feel this side kind of coming down. It increases that hip flexor stretch. You can even play with kind of how your chest is positioned towards your knee. So you're closer, you're going to feel a little less in the low back. If you're further back from the leg, it's going to give you more stretch. And then everybody can bring their hand to their leg, start to press it away, increasing that stretch. Feel free to have a little movement here. You don't have to be still and stagnant. Let the breath go into the joints. And then bring the hand down. We're going to keep the leg externally rotated so the toes turn out to the side. And then shift back. Nice and careful. Feel all those little pops and creaks. Go slowly. And then you can kind of move the toes in and out. If you need to back out of your stretch a little bit, if you're really flexible and you come down far in a hamstring stretch, I want you to come out of it a little bit so that you can let the leg go in and out. We'll bend our knee again. This time the toes stay forward. Your left hand comes down, hand to the knee. Give it a nice little twist. Press the hand into the leg. Feel that twist from just below the belly button here. And then the rest of it just follows right up your spine. Good spinal health here with movement. We'll bring our hand down. And then carefully again, step back to a downward dog. Tuck your back toes, pull the belly in, or let your knees meet in table, and then shift back with me. Take your time, there's no rush. And we're gonna pedal the feet, keep a good bend in the knees. Feel the belly button pull in strongly, and that's gonna give your back body some more space. So kind of that balance of contraction in the front where you draw the belly in. And that's going to help your back lengthen. We'll bring our knees down again to the mat and then shift forward all the way to your belly, nice and easy. Inhale, lift into a cobra, engaging the back body, and then release again. Go ahead and rest. If you've been resting your cheek, let's rest your other cheek so that your neck is in line. And it's nice and balanced. We'll bend the knees and sway our legs. Hands onto the mat. Let's press up and back. And then go ahead and take your knees over to the side and come to sitting on your mat. Feet together. We'll sit up tall in a bound angle pose. Hands to the ankles here. Draw your shoulders back. Big breath in. Fill up the lungs. And then exhale. Just relax. Nice and easy. So I want you to focus on tailbone and sitting bones rooting down. Shoulders are back. And if you've got a blanket there, you might sit on it. And that gives you a little lift, scooting forward a little bit. It's going to tilt your pelvis forward and lengthen your low back. So any kind of blanket, you can even roll up a little portion of your mat. So if you rolled up the back of your mat a little bit, it gives you the teeniest lift. That's all you need. We're going to sit up tall, take the arms overhead, breathe in, and then arch over to the right. Breathe into your left ribs here. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, let's go over to the other side. Now feel free here to close your eyes, just be in your body. We're going to do this a few times. Breathe in and exhale to the side. So now we can see you there at home, so go as slowly as you like. Arch over to the side as far as it feels good. One more time to the right and the left. And then sit up tall, roll your shoulders. Let's take your legs out to the side. We're going to keep the knees bent. Your hand is inside of your right ankle. We're going to take our left arm out long. So see how my wrists, from wrist to wrist, I've got a long line. Now lift up, zip up as you draw your belly in, lift up through the chest, and then rotate back using this hand inside the leg to give you some rotation. This gives a nice contraction to the lifted arm. And then come back down. Just in case you were holding your breath, bring the soles of the feet together. And let's just tuck the chin and then round forward. It's going to help release the back of your shoulder. Let go of any tension there. Let's roll up slowly and then go to the other side. Now that your spine is neutralized, your knees are out to the side, belly is in. Take your left hand inside the leg and then take your right arm back. Look out towards your right arm, and then from the low belly, start to get the rotation. Press into the hand. The whole arm gives a nice opening. And then remember, lift through your collarbones. Maybe close the eyes and just notice how your body feels. Where's the rotation coming from? Can you lengthen your spine a little bit more? And then come back. Bring the soles of the feet together. And then forward fold. Release your back body. Turn the head to say yes and no. Just kind of wiggle it out. We'll roll up slowly. And let's cross your left foot or left shin in front of the right. So you'll be right here, or if it's an option for you, let's put your left shin on top of your right shin so that you're in a fire log pose, stacking the shins on top of each other. Again, if that does not work for you, bring your foot in front and we're going to focus on that left leg first. Another option, if it's okay for your knee, is to put the left foot on top of a block here, and that will keep the ankle bone from not feeling good into your calf. So make some sort of a position here with your legs, and let's focus on your left leg, your left hip. So we're going to take the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, and you're going to start to feel the outside of that hip. So just go nice and slow. Taking the chest forward. Take a deep breath in and a good breath out. See if you can lengthen the spine with the inhale. And then lengthen out through your side waist with your exhale. And then roll up slowly. We'll take our right hand up to the sky. Pat yourself on the back. Hand to the elbow. We're going to arch over to the side. So we're arching away from your right side because it's the leg that's underneath here. And rooting down through your right hip. We'll come up, release, and then roll shoulders. Let's take your right elbow and make a nice big circle, nice and easy. So we're circling the upper arm into the shoulder here. And then take that arm across your body. Make some wrist circles here. Just making sure we get all the joints moving today. Release, roll shoulders. And then let's switch our legs. The right leg's going to come over the left, or the right leg is in front, kind of like sitting crisscross. So take whatever options work for you, and on this side it might be different too. I know I can't remember, but there was a period of time where the ankle bone didn't feel good into my calf, so I would even kind of roll up my mat and put that between my shins, and that gives you a little bit of lift and it just makes it more comfortable. So there's all kinds of ways you can do this, so just make this comfortable for you. So sit up tall, lengthen up through your side waist, and then start to take the chest forward. Chin is in, walking the hands forward, stretch into the hip. Be easy with the knee. Again, nice deep breath in, slight lift of the chest, because is as you hold it, you're going to get a little more space, and then exhale, come forward. When you're ready, the inhale will help you roll up really slowly, one vertebra at a time. Feel that stretch in the space between your shoulder blades. And then let's take the left arm up, pat yourself on the back. Your head presses into your forearm. For some of us, that's a really good stretch, and you might just stop there. Or you can take your hand to your elbow and then go over the side. Breathe into those left ribs here. Root down through your left hip and then come up to sitting. Let's roll and make a circle with the elbow. Big circle. Really slowly. Release any tension there. And then we'll take that arm across your body. Almost kind of drawing it out of the shoulder socket here. Make some wrist circles. That'll help release the forearms, just in case you've done biking or tennis this week, whatever works. And then release, roll your shoulders. Let's come again to your feet together, bound angle. Sukhasana, we sit up tall. Let's hold on to the ankles there. Draw your shoulders back, lift your heart, deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bend the elbows, taking the chest forward, and then your chin is in. I want you to come up again, lengthen up, get a little more length, like you're pulling your waist out of your hips here, right out of the pelvis. Lengthen up and out, and fold. Once you get all that low back length, go ahead and relax arms, relax your shoulders, and breathe out. Deep breath in and out. Roll up slowly. Now you'll just cross your ankles as you're comfortable. We're going to walk our hands forward to fold. As you bring your as you bring your ankles in a little closer, you can further stretch. And then take your hands over to the right. Root down through your left hip. Walk your hands over to the left. Take your time. Come back to center. Breathe out. Just let go. No rush here. One more breath. Feel the back of your ribs and lungs inflate. And then come up to sitting when you're ready. We're going to take the legs out in front of you. Just kind of bounce them off the back of your mat. Backs of your legs bounce on the mat here. And we're going to bend your left knee. Sit up nice and tall. And now cross it over. If you would like to, you can bring this right foot in underneath you, or you can let that leg stay out. Now, I want you to make that choice by how, when you sit here, you feel. So if you feel tippy, I want you to let the leg be back long. So we'll sit up tall, and then wrap the arm around your leg. Left hand behind you. Let's, again, twist. Opening your chest. Practicing good spinal health. We're moving in all the directions. And then when you're ready, let's take your twist to the other side. Nice open twist. So for any participants that might be with child, this is a nice spot to be, because it doesn't squish the abdominals. It doesn't squish your abdomen. It does not squish your whole front body. It gives you lots of space, and it still gives you rotation. And then release. Let's now straighten the leg that was bent. So this leg's bent, it's my left leg. I'm going to go ahead and straighten it forward. We release the muscles out here. That's going to help you extend longer. So sit up tall. And then as you exhale, chest towards the toes, come on down. Remembering to lengthen with the inhale and then deepen with the exhale. you want a little more length on your right side waist, take your right hand across your leg, get a little twist there, and maybe take your left hand back, getting some rotation. Feel like you're drawing your torso and your spine right out of the lower half of your body, lengthening out. And then come up slowly. Let's revolve this stretch. We're going to turn towards your bent knee. I'm going to turn away from you, and then take the left arm down the leg. Notice the shoulder stays over the leg. Reach down, and then take your right arm up and over. So if you're right here, that's perfectly fine. I want you to feel that true side bend on your right side here. If you've got lots of space, you can come on down, but I don't want you to sacrifice the integrity of the stretch. Really let the chest stay open towards your bent knee. You're reaching out. Let the weight of the arm take you over. Just take 2 breaths here. And then bring the hand down. Let's take a spiral twist. Take that arm up. Nice big breath. Stretch from the toes to the fingers. And then come down slowly. Let's move over to our other side. Now our right knee bends. Sit up tall and then cross the leg, the foot over the leg. And on this side too, you have the option of bringing the leg under, and we still stay sitting. Lift through the collarbone. So first off, I want you to keep your spine long, and then hug the leg, or if you're longer in the torso than I am, you can bring your elbow right out here. That just doesn't feel good to me, so that's just not how I do it, but I want this to be your yoga practice. So do what feels good to you, and let your back hand be your kickstand. We want to try not to round, but lengthen. So take your twist, deep breaths in and out. And as you might hug this knee into your chest, you're getting some release right outside of your hip. And then revolve the twist, open it up. Just feel your body bringing out. And then release. Straighten up your right leg now. So now you have a new straight leg. Your left foot is inside the leg. We sit up tall, turn so that your belly turns towards the knee, and then come forward fold. I like you to go slowly so that we don't round into the spine. So keep the integrity of good posture. Keep the spine nice and long. And then your chest reaching towards your toes. Take a moment to breathe in, lift up a little bit. Again, lengthen up through your side waist, draw the belly in so you get that long, low back. And then fold as much as your body will let you. And just like on the other side, if you want some more space on this side, you want to come out of the stretch a little bit. Take your left hand outside the leg, and twist. So if you're up tall, it still works here. Your right hand's going to go behind you, and you get the fold with the twist. Ready? Come up slowly. Your left hand comes behind you. Let's take the whole body. Take it up to the sky. Big breath. Squeeze your backside. Press your hips forward. Feel the energy of the front body opening, and then the strength of your back body being supporting. Come on down. Sit up tall. Take your legs out in front of you, and then again, shake them out. We're going to cross the ankles one more time here. Like we did on hands and knees, let's make some circles with the torso, inhaling forward, and then exhaling back. Just be real easy with your body. You want to go really slowly, so if you have any tenderness, you'll know it, and your body will ask you to kind of slow down. And then let's circle in the opposite direction. one more thing as we're sitting before we come to laying down. Let's take the legs out long. You're welcome to keep the knees bent or even put blocks here. Another good reason, get some blocks. They got them at Target, order them from Amazon, whatever. Blocks support bent knees. We're going to sit up tall, or blankets will also do that. So, sit up tall. And if you feel a stretch right here, I want you to stay here. So your knees are up, your toes are up. We're trying to keep the legs just as they are here. And then you start to come forward. Feel that stretch. If right here is all the space you've got, that's okay. As you practice all of the yoga stretches, all of the yoga poses, and then all of the philosophy of accepting where you are, you get further. We just have to keep practicing, spending some time daily, doing what's best for our bodies. Maybe as you come down and hold it for a little bit, you might come down a little further. And you can come back and watch this again, and feel free to pause this and hold it as long as feels good, or skip through it if it's not your favorite. But I will say that the poses that aren't our favorite are always the ones that we need to practice the most. And I find that this is often one that people are more shy to practice because it's one that's not as open for a lot of people. So I encourage you to practice, even just sitting, so that you get a little space every time you come to your pose. Let's come up and then turn towards your right leg. Take your heart towards your toes. Lengthen out. Again, an option is blocks right here. You can rest your forearms. You could also have blocks here and rest your forehead. That way you are in a comfortable position to enjoy the stretch without so much intensity. You're going to come up, and then when you're ready, go over to your left leg. Let's breathe in and come back to your center one more time, just so that we end symmetrically here. You can round into your back now. Let go of any intensity, any extra holding. And then come all the way up to sitting. Just kind of shake it out. And the knees, let the knees be in front of you. You're going to bring your feet as wide as your mat here. Just let your legs go side to side. Drop the shoulders down from your ears. And then you'll come onto your back. So just move all of the extras from your mat. Roll on down to your mat. Knees to your chest. And start to give yourself a little rock right and left. As you lay on your back. Let's take the legs up to the sky, make some ankle circles just as we did for our wrists. Let's bend your right leg so that the foot comes to the mat. With the left heel up to the sky, draw the toes towards you. You're going to press into your right foot there, and that's going to help you get a little more space. And then back off of the stretch a little bit. Make sure your foot is flexed. You're going to externally rotate the leg, straighten your right leg, and then take your foot out to the side. Again, this is an opportunity for holding onto a strap or a hand towel around your foot, or again, maybe you've got a tie in your house that's not your favorite. You can use that as a yoga strap too. Big breath into the inside of the leg here, and then bring it right back to center. Now internally rotate it. We did this when we were on our hands and knees here. So internal rotation, you're just going to bring it over about 6 inches. That's about it. That's all it's going to take to feel the outside of the hip. You don't have to roll over the whole right side.
Feel it from the ankle probably all the way up through your hip, wherever you're tighter. And if you need to, bend the knee. And then bring the leg back into your chest. Let's just make some circles here, letting the hip get lots of space. Give your knee a little hug. Say thank you. And then bring that foot down. Carefully take your right leg up. Extend the heel up to the sky, toes towards the back. Deep breath in the nose and a good breath out. Feel your body settle as you breathe out. Just give yourself a moment to recognize that you're just paying attention now to your right leg. Then back off of that stretch a little bit. Turn your toes to the right so the whole leg externally rotates to the right. We're going to take it out to the side as you lengthen your left leg down. So for those that have a lot of space here, you can work on keeping the left thigh down, grounded, and then taking the right toes up towards the top of your mat. For those that need a little support, just put your hand under the leg. Make this feel good. Bend the knee as much as feels good. Just make this work for your body. And we'll bring it back to center, and then turn your toes inward. Internal rotation, press up through the heel, and then get that stretch. Again, it only takes a little bit of space just to take the leg over. Trying to keep your right hip grounded. And then release. Bring the knee back into your chest. Let's make some circles. Circle the hip, upper leg bone in the hip socket. We can carry a lot of tightness there in the hips and large muscles in the lower half of your body. And then we'll bring both knees into your chest. Bring the knees out. You can stay right here or even come into happy baby if that's accessible to you. Hands either to the soles of your feet or the backs of your legs. And then lower your tailbone back down. Breathe into your spine. An option here is hook the big toes, extend the legs out to the side, or maybe just one and then the other. Just be playful here. Move in the ways that feel good. Any last little stretches that you feel like you need here? Nice deep breath into the low belly wherever you are. And a good breath out. Let go of the effort. Bring the soles of the feet together and then give yourself a hug around your shins. Maybe bring your forehead to your knees here. A nice tight squeeze for the whole body. Then I want you to just lengthen out and let your body lay on the mat here as we come to Shavasana for a few moments of rest. Even if you come back just to this portion for a little time of stillness, this is why we do all the movement, so we can be quiet. We get all the wiggles out. We let our body be relaxed. So take a deep breath in, fill it up with all the oxygen. And as you exhale, your body naturally lets go of what it doesn't need, so help it. Breathe out forcefully. Feel your body just be heavy on the mat. Relax all the muscles of the face. Allow your belly to soften. Feel the legs heavy. You feel the breath go all the way into the soles of the feet now. Fill up. And as you exhale, I want you to feel lighter. Without any worry, let everything go. You'll stay there on your back for just a few moments, or if it's
difficult for you to be comfortable on your back today, you're always welcome to rest on your side, resting your head on your upper arm. Allow the eyes to close and the face to soften. Let go of any tension around your eyes and across your forehead. Become present with your breath here. Without any force in the breath, allow it to gently come in like waves on the beach. And then it just gently goes out. Feel that little pause at the top of your inhale. Feel the long, slow exhale. There's no rush in the breath, no force. Just release with every out-breath. Bring your awareness back to your inhale and let it fill you up without force, just with lightness. And then as you exhale, just feel your body lighter, less stressed, remembering that deep breaths are so good for your body. Stretch the arms out long, stretch your toes and legs out long. And just roll over to your side, nice and easy. Give yourself a deep breath and some gratitude for coming to your mat today. Whether it's a regular practice or maybe something you came to today after a long time. Without any judgment. Just be glad for the opportunity to move in all the ways your body can move. To take some time to take care of you so that you can be your best self in the rest of your day, for yourself and for others. And then when it's appropriate for you, I want you to come on up to your seat. Just take your time. As you come on up, let's sit tall. Feel free to keep the eyes closed, your shoulders back, your chest lifted proudly. Just notice the length of your spine simply from tailbone to the top of the head. As you breathe in, feel the ribs expand to the sides. Again, as you breathe in, feel the rise and fall of your body. Chest, the belly, the shoulders. And And then bring a soft smile to your face, relaxing everything, giving yourself gratitude again for practicing, for doing what's best for your body. Let's turn our palms up and bring our hands to our hearts. The light in me acknowledges and deeply respects the light in each one of you. Thank you so much for sharing practice with me today. Take lots of deep breaths and have a great weekend. Namaste.